I'm attorney Karthik Krishnan. I'm a DUI defense lawyer here with the Shouse Law Group. And I'm with Christopher Beaulieu, who's a representative from Breathe Easy Insurance Solutions. Breathe Easy is a company that are experts in car insurance and experts as is related to the requirements that come with getting restricted licenses following a DUI driver's license suspension. So, Chris, what impact does getting a DUI have on my car insurance? What happens to my premiums after I get a DUI?
Well, regarding your premiums, there's a substantial increase that takes place. Once the carrier becomes aware of the violation, premiums go up an average $2,000 a year, or you can go into a 50% increase is typically the rule of thumb.
So, and is that always the case if they find out I have a DUI?
Yes, the 2-point violation will trigger a response. Each carrier has a different underwriting guideline. So some carriers, it'll impact more, and some it'll impact a little bit less.
If I get a DUI, am I required to notify my insurance company?
You're not required to notify your insurance carrier. It's the way of filing the Sr22. It needs to be attached to active liability in your name.
You mentioned the Sr22 form. Can you describe what exactly the Sr22 form is?
Sure. So the Sr22, it's a certificate of insurance. It needs to be put on file electronically, but also attached to an active policy in that one individual's name. And it needs to have at least the state's minimum limits of liability in order to be filed.
Okay, so when would one require an Sr22 form?
Well, you need an Sr22 form for a couple different reasons, but the main reason would be to either reinstate or maintain a valid driver's license after a suspension per the DMV or a court DUI convictions. The timing of filing, it needs to be done typically before you're ready to reinstate your driving privilege or maintain a valid license once there is a suspension date on file.
So, Chris, just to clarify, the Sr22 is a requirement in order for someone to maintain or reinstate their license following a DUI license suspension, whether that license suspension be from the court or through the DMV administrative per se action.
Right, correct.
Say I get a DUI conviction or my license is going to get suspended pursuant to a DUI, and I have a primary insurance carrier, say through State Farm or AAA or whoever it may be. Would you recommend I file my Sr22 directly through my primary insurance carrier, whether it be one of those insurance companies, or should I be looking at other options?
Well, to address that issue, you can file it through your own carrier. What happens is once they do file that certificate for you, it will trigger an underwriting review. Most of the time, that will happen at your very next renewal, and that's where that $2,000 or more increase happens, or the non-renewal letter. I would recommend you look at your options before you go ahead and file through your own carrier. There may be a better option out there for you.
So you mentioned that there may be some better options available beyond your primary insurance carrier. What are some examples of those options?
Well, you always want to be prepared. So first thing we're going to do is check out the policy that you currently have, check out what you're paying right now, and then what we're going to do is do a full quote with a non-standard carrier that will cater towards this violation to see where the savings may be. Sometimes our clients actually will save more money by switching from their primary carrier they already have to a non-standard carrier because the rates are actually that good. So we would do a full switch over, or what we would do is be prepared for when they do file it through their own carrier. They already know where they can go once they find out at that renewal how to do a smooth transition so that that certificate will remain on file and there's no bumps in the road.
So basically it has to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis based on that person's particular driving history and their own specific needs for insurance going forward.
Correct.
With Breathe Easy, what sort of services do you offer to people that are facing DUI license suspensions or DMV suspensions with relation to a DUI?
Sure. We are a one-stop license support team. So the services will be, we address and custom file the Sr22 per each individual. We'll walk them through the enrollment in the DUI program that they would need, and also install an ignition interlock device for an individual that would be a requirement of.
So basically, you'll be there as a support system to not only help them file the Sr22 form, but also help them keep them apprised of any other sort of obligations that would go with maintaining a restricted license or reinstating their full driver's license following a DUI suspension.
Correct. We'll make sure that everything's filed with the proper timing in order to have a smooth transition to satisfy the DMV.
So it's important to contact us here at the Shouse Law Group so we can evaluate your case and do everything we can to protect your license.